it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today, zooming in on the narcissist trait of perceiving others as merely an extension of them. The narcissist is so self-referential, meaning they are so plagued by such self-interest, such self-centeredness, really such self-arrogance and haughtiness that they really perceive others merely as an extension of themselves. This coordinates with the lack of empathy that they exhibit, meaning they don't have the ability really to see others and their feelings and their emotions, not only do they not have the ability to see, but they don't have an interest in understanding people, which makes it very difficult to come to common terms and really a formidable relationship with the narcissist type of personality. The narcissist merely sees others as an extension of them, as a reflection of them. So it's not really like I relate to you, which is generally what most people would feel. They see others as a reflection of them. So for example, a mother who is a narcissist, who has a child in school, how they perform is merely a reflection or a mirror of them. So if the child isn't doing well, the child gets in trouble, the child gets scolded, the child gets shamed, the child gets physically abused, and is never really helped in the sort of maternal way. And likewise, in close and intimate relationships, a similar thing happens. A narcissist views you as merely an extension of them and whatever their needs are. So if we see a lot of narcissists in, say, for example, the music or the financial industries, they merely see you as a tool to further their position, as a tool to further their stance, as a tool to further their status, rather than seeing you for the unique individual that you are, with your own interests, your own values, your own take on things, your own opinions. So oftentimes people experience what they call a depersonalization, or they feel like they're just not heard from these people. They feel like they're just not seen from these people. It's because these people are literally so self-absorbed that they don't have an ability to have a compassion for others, to be able to listen to others, to see where they're coming from, and really enrich their point of view. So they're really quite narrow and one-track minded sort of individuals, which you can say you feel sorry for them, but really that's how they conduct their life. That's business as usual for them. They're not open to a lot of very important and what could be helpful information to them. So oftentimes the narcissist will fall on their own sword and not be able to correct themselves moving forward, because they continue to be so ego-based that they're making decisions all really based on building up their own ego and not really about taking in the opinions and feedback of others in a more collaborative, team-oriented atmosphere. So in terms of close, intimate relationships, lovers, romantic relationships, this holds true. When the other has a certain feedback or interest, things that they want to develop or add and contribute to the relationship, oftentimes there's no contribution permitted, which really for any sort of fulfillment, there has to be a contribution. You have to have some skin in the game. You have to have some input. In fact, if you look at most successful employers, the employers that reward employee contribution or empowerment contribution are usually perceived as the most successful employers and create the happiest morale and workplace. Likewise with relationships or with family. You have to be acknowledged for your contribution. You have to be able to have input. You have to be able to collaborate. You have to be able to make a contribution. In other words, what is your special gift? What is your strength? What are you about? What flavor do you have to add? What twist do you have to add? What input? What is your angle on things? What is your edge? How can you add edge to our edge? How can you take us to the next level? Really, a successful relationship is all about that contribution to each other and collaboration with each other. It takes a village to raise a child. The narcissist doesn't really perceive it that way. They don't understand. They know that they need others, but they only need others to further propel their status, rather than giving them acknowledgement and empowerment and credit for their ideas, and lifting them up simultaneously. In fact, you'll find generally that the more that you support a narcissist, the deeper the divide that grows between the two of you. Because the narcissist, with their supply, is getting inflated, and the only counter reaction is that of deflation of their supply. So it's really a vicious cycle, and very counterproductive for I would say both parties. There's some good, you have to take the good with the bad. However, when we're talking about abuse, narcissistic abuse, emotional abuse, and exploitation of others, really, others end up taking a lot of the brunt of the damage moving forward. And generally, if it's any solace, there is, retribution. These people usually do get found out eventually. They do get exposed, and their house of cards just generally does crumble. So don't put it on your shoulders to have to be responsible for them and keeping their cards together, or likewise, you don't have to be the responsible for destroying their house of cards. They will eventually implode on themselves moving forward. So peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos help. Please do share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.